You made your mama smell like some funk. They look saggy now and you better appreciate it or leave. I couldn't lay on my belly because of these big jungalungas, so it burned. It burned.
It's not gonna go back to that vagina that you knew. It's gonna be a whole different girl.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alexis, aka CurlyGem on YouTube. If you are new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that post notification bell so you can always be notified when I post a video. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey boo, and welcome back to the gang, period, okay? All right, y'all, so I'm hopping right into this video. I'm not playing any games. We are going to be talking about what they don't tell you after birth. So first off, if you are a mommy on this video, congratulations and welcome to the mommy gang. It is an amazing experience and it is truly a blessing from God to carry and have a baby. What a calling to have, right? But here's the thing. Everybody wants to always talk about these cute little innocent babies and the pictures and oh, it's this and oh, it's that and oh, it's the best time of your life. But why doesn't anybody talk about postpartum or the aftermath of birth? Nobody discusses what happens after birth. And I don't really see too many people talking about it. So I was like, you know what? So I got to be that girl because I will. I posted on my Instagram, what are some things that other mommies experience after birth that no one told them about? Because, you know, we have the baby and we just think that's it. No, it's more, sis. It's more. And I'm a mommy here and I will tell you, I'm not trying to scare you by any means, but this video is kind of just for like, how come nobody talks about this? Nobody wants to talk about it? I will. I have my notes here, so don't judge me, y'all. I will be looking down, probably referring to them, but here we go. So number one. Okay, guys, please ignore the white ring around my lips. You guys know how you're wearing lip gloss for too long and you get that white rim around your lips. It's so disgusting. I look like a crackhead, and please forgive me. Try not to stare at it like I am, but just, yeah, ignore it. After having your baby, and if you do decide to breastfeed, you will get cramps. Probably like the first 3 or 4 times your baby latches onto your breasts. You will get cramps and it almost will feel like contractions again. Like it was actually really painful. Like while the baby was breastfeeding, I was getting cramps at the same time. That is normal. While you're in the hospital, that is normal, okay? Now, if that still continues happening, you know, when you get home, I would definitely bring that up. Number 2, I know this is protocol. I know, but the nurses come in to check on you after birth, and to me, it felt like every 30 to 60 minutes. And, you know, it probably was like every 3 to 4 hours. I'm probably exaggerating, but it literally felt like every 30 to 60 minutes, somebody was knocking at my door and I was exhausted. I was drained. I just wanted to sleep. Okay. And I couldn't do that. They also come in, you know, to take your temperature, to take your vitals and all that other stuff. Like I said, that's protocol. They are supposed to be doing that. So I'm sorry to the nurses, and to my nurses, you guys were amazing. I'm not bashing y'all, but I was just saying, you know, I was exhausted, okay? It was to a point that even my nurses knew, like, okay, this girl is literally exhausted. We got to leave her alone. They had to tell the other nurses, do not knock on Alexis's door because she is exhausted. She needs rest. They started noticing a difference in my behavior, definitely, because I was not getting any rest and people just kept walking in. I was just like, I just want to enjoy my baby in peace and just, that's it. Now that I'm thinking back at that experience of the nurses always walking in, as soon as you get home, you're not going to have nurses walking in anymore. So then it's kind of just like when you're home, you're like, oh, dang, like I'm doing this alone. Where are the nurses? I need help. Like, so it's kind of bittersweet. You know, you guys will see what I mean. You know, some can relate, some won't. Number 3, after birth, your belly will still look pregnant for a couple of days. It's going to still look like a pregnancy belly. I think I still have a video of my belly and I will post it somewhere in here so you guys can see. This is very normal. Your belly can also still feel kind of hard because your uterus is trying to, you know, go back down and everything. So you'll feel like a weird kind of lump, and I'll show you where, like kind of right down here. It'll feel like a hard lump. That is normal. That is okay. And your belly can also look pregnant for up to a year. So do not be sad or surprised, because even still, I'm 11 months postpartum. Even after I eat big meals, sometimes my belly still kind of expands out, almost looking like I'm pregnant. But you guys got to think, you carried a baby for 9 months, everything's stretched. So everything is still kind of stretched. Your body is not going to be the same. So you can still look pregnant even after eating a meal or whatever else months after you have your baby. Number 4, the insomnia was insane. I would stay up sometimes because, you know, my baby was up every like hour or two, especially since she was breastfed. And I also was like, I don't know what was wrong with me now that I think about it. It could have been a little bit of postpartum depression. I don't know. But I would literally jump out of my sleep, y'all. Like, I would jump out of my sleep. Like, where's my child? You know, like, where's my baby? Even though my baby was right there, I just would jump out of my sleep to check on my baby. You know how it is. First time mothers, you want to check to see if your baby's breathing, check to see if your baby's moving. You know, you hear all these horror stories about, SIDS and everything else, like sudden infant death syndrome, and you just want to make sure your baby is straight. And that's kind of what I was doing. Number 5, the vaginal discharge after birth, y'all, smelled funk-y. And I'm not exaggerating. And I mean, no amount of showers and no amount of baths is going to help this stench. That stench is just going to be there, and that's just it. And I don't care how much perfume you try to spray yourself with, that stench is going to be there. This is called lochia. And this is the discharge after birth. All that old blood, all that, you know, blood that's coming out from your placenta, your uterus. This can last for up to weeks after birth. Some people it may not, some people it does. And I know for me, it lasted for weeks. And I was thinking, like, is my vagina always going to smell like fish because I cannot do this? No. It needs to go back. And it did go back, y'all. It took a while, but it went back. Thank you, Milan. But you made your mama smell like some funk. And it was to a point, thank God I'm celibate, because if I had a man, damn Lear. Okay. Number 6, your kuka, your vagina. Okay. It can look and feel different. You just had a baby. I had a 1st-degree tear. So I didn't tear too much, but I did tear, and they did do 1 stitch. I only needed 1 stitch, but there's some people that get 4th-degree tears and 5th-degree, you know, like really, really bad tears. Your vagina will look different. It's not going to look as pretty as it used to be. That is okay. That is normal. But it's not going to go back. It's not going to go back to that vagina that you knew. It's going to be a whole different girl, because mine looks like a cauliflower now. And I'm not saying this to, you know, put myself out there, but I'm just saying this to help somebody else that's feeling insecure. It's okay. We just had a baby. We're superwoman. And that's just it. It'll probably never go back to looking the same. You can either get surgery on it if you want to, but honestly, love that. Embrace it. If your man still goes down, girl, your husband, if your husband still go down, girl, don't do nothing. He love that girl. And my thing is, I don't care what my vagina looks like. You're going to take what I got. Okay. Anyway, number 7, the aches in your pelvic area. You will have aches. And then after birth, I noticed there was like, anytime I would wake up in the middle of the night, it felt like a weird sensation in my vagina. Like it felt like something was hanging out of my vagina. It was the weirdest feeling of my life. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I would freak out. It would feel like, how do I say it? Okay, this is my vagina, and it felt like a weight was just onto my vagina like that. Like when I would wake up in the middle of the night, it would only happen when I would wake up in the middle of the night. Like if I had laid in a spot for too long, I would get that pressure feeling in my vagina. I don't know why. It went away since then, but this was like, and it lasted for about 2.5 months, probably 3 months. And I was honestly getting like worried. It was to a point, don't judge me, y'all, but anytime it would happen, I would automatically go into like panic mode. I would like open my vagina and spread it open. Like, why is it doing that? You know, don't judge me. Number 8, if you have low iron like your good sis here, I did feel really, really dizzy and lightheaded after birth. I felt like I was like all over. I was on space, whatever. But I was definitely, yeah, feeling like that. Number 9. Now, if you do have stitches after birth, like I told you guys, I had a 1st degree tear, so I only needed 1 stitch. It don't matter if it's 1, a half, or a quarter. That first piss that you do after birth, that first pee with that stitch, and after, you know, the epidural and all that wears off and you can actually feel down there again. Oh God. Okay. Let me tell you something. It burned. It burned. Like that was the worst pain in my life. I'd rather take pushing my child out than feeling that sting and burn. I was literally on the toilet. My legs were like this. Anytime I would pee, they would just shake. I would be like literally I would cry anytime I had to pee. So here's my little trick to you new mommies, or to any of you mommies that are about to give birth. I don't want to scare y'all, but this is a trick that I did and it really, really helped me. And ever since I did it, it worked and I didn't have any other issues. What I did to help that burning, you know, because I think the issue was my pee was getting into my stitches and it was burning. I think that's why I was burning so badly. So what I did, y'all, you want to know what I did? All I did, I bent all the way down, touched the floor. I touched the floor, bent all the way down to the ground. I would spread my legs open, touch the floor, bend all the way down, then pee. Come back to this video and let me know if that helped y'all, because I know it helped me. And if it doesn't help y'all, I'm so sorry. They give you like a spray bottle and all that stuff, which I will get into to help with that. But that pee with those stitches is no joke. Now guys, I forgot to mention my first poop after birth. So my first poop after birth, sorry for too much info, was not that bad. And I was actually really surprised because that was the part that I was scared of. Everybody says that taking your first poop after birth can really, really hurt, but it was not painful for me at all. I just kind of took my time. I wasn't pushing too hard to the point that I was making it painful for myself. But if you are experiencing a lot of pain back there, try some stool softeners, things that will help your poop be soft. Number 10. I just don't know why anyone didn't tell me I couldn't sneeze or laugh. And especially if you had a C-section. I didn't have a C-section. I had a vaginal birth, by the way. I'm sorry if I didn't mention that. I had a vaginal birth, but even with a C-section, I'm pretty sure this applies. You can't sneeze or laugh, cough, burp, nothing. Like anytime I would sneeze, I would have to sneeze with my eyes open. I would be like, like literally, everything that was possibly making me laugh was making me laugh. Like my sister was making me laugh, and I was just like, oh my God, Alexis, don't do it, because anytime you laugh, I didn't realize your vagina like kind of moves with your laugh. And you know, you just had a baby, you're sore down there. So I was just like, I can't laugh, y'all. Stop making me laugh. Any other moms, if y'all can relate, please let me know. Number 11, this is the more serious stuff. The loneliness and the isolation, especially to the mommies that gave birth in a pandemic. Everyone assumes just because your baby is here, everything's fine. And, you know, I guess like everybody checks on you or whatever when the baby's here. But after that, it's just like, poof, poof, everybody's gone. You don't know where anybody is anymore. And if you have good parents like mine that, you know, really are there for you, I really commend you, because it is no joke, okay? The isolation and the loneliness that you feel, especially during a pandemic, is no joke. So all I'm telling you guys, especially if you know any friends that are having babies in the pandemic, please be there with them after they have their baby as well. And I'm not talking about just in their pregnancy, even after, okay? Because it's real. Mental health is real. And you will feel lonely in a sense. Feel like you can't relate to other people, or feel, you know, because at the end of the day, when your baby is up at 3 and 4 in the morning and you're by yourself, taking care of your baby, crying with your baby, and you don't have anybody there, that's when you feel it, and it's no joke. Please check on your loved ones, check on your friends, please. Especially you not getting sleep. Just the combo of that, like, come on, please. Check on your loved ones, definitely. Number 12. I don't know about y'all, but my anxiety increased. Like, I just had a baby, you know, who's going to be around my child? Where's my child? You know, is my child okay? I was just thinking of all these thoughts. Am I going to be a good mother? Am I going to, you know, it was just so many thoughts running in my head. And after I gave birth, I remember everybody, and I kind of sound like a hypocrite by this, but no, it's not even being a hypocrite. But after I gave birth, I was so overwhelmed with phone calls and texts from people. Like, it was to the point that I was like so overwhelmed that I literally just like, I didn't even answer anybody. And I'm so sorry to anybody that I ignored. I was just so overwhelmed with love that my brain just went off. I don't know. But I am sorry if you guys took that wrong and personal, for those of you who know. But I really was overwhelmed, and it could be really, especially a first time mommy, it could be really stressful when everybody's blowing you up and then you got all this stuff to do and then you have a new life right here. So just try not to blow that person up after they have a baby. Be there for them. What I was saying, be there, text them, but excessive calling, why aren't you answering, excessive FaceTimes, and please. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Number 13, postpartum depression. I can make a whole video on postpartum depression, but to keep it short, sometimes postpartum depression can kick in, especially when it's not what you expected. Sometimes people have these expectations of how their baby is going to be like when their baby is here. And then when their baby is here, they're just like, this is nothing that I envisioned. This is not, don't be surprised if you have your baby and you're like, this is not what I planned. This is not how I planned it to go. It is all right. At the end of the day, you're still going to be a bomb mom and a boss, period. Okay. And your baby is going to love you with everything they have. But just know you are not a failure. But sometimes that postpartum depression can come in when it's not what we expected, motherhood. So again, this kind of all ties in. Just be there for your friends. Be there. Number 14. I noticed this even in my pregnancy, but I'll talk about what they don't tell you, when you're pregnant as well. I'm going to do like a whole bunch of videos on pregnancy, during labor, all that. So I'll get into all that. But for now, I noticed in my pregnancy, a lot of mommies can be very judgmental, even after you have your baby. I guess because other people think, oh, I raised my child. I've been there, done that. So I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay, let me tell you something. People have to stop doing that. We can take advice all we want, okay? But at the end of the day, our baby is different from your baby. And, you can't compare babies. So what may have worked for their baby is not going to work for your baby. And that's okay. My thing with mommies is you guys have to stop being on new moms' throats about what to do. Like, let them be a mom. Let them figure it out on their own. And they will. They will. Okay? You had your story. Let them have their story. And that's it. Number 15. After birth, I also noticed that I had heat flashes, and it would be random. Like, I would just randomly be sitting down, not running around, just random heat flashes. And I would get so hot to the point that I would open my freezer and just stick my head in. And then, like, I had Milan at, fall time, so it was kind of cool outside. It was to a point that I would hurry up and run outside and get some cool air because I was that hot. I don't know why I was getting these heat flashes, but I think it's because your hormones are still like all out of whack and everything. Number 16. This kind of ties in with insomnia, I guess, but nightmares. And I still, 11 months postpartum, still have nightmares. I don't know why. I guess my hormones are still trying to figure itself out, but I was having nightmares, like, I'm talking every night. It was to a point that I didn't even want to go to sleep. Number 17, for the breastfeeding mommies that are going to decide to breastfeed their babies, or if you have, then or you will know what I'm talking about. When your milk comes in, Okay, it doesn't come in right away at the hospital. When you feed your baby at the hospital, they get like colostrum, and it'll be like a tiny dot that they get, but don't worry, they are full and they are getting enough nutrients that they need, because most mommies stress about that, their milk supply and all that. Your milk will come and you will know, okay? And you will know. I literally woke up, I think it was probably maybe I would say a week or 4 days to a week after I had the baby. I woke up to my boobs. They were so huge. Like, I really wish I could put in the clip, but I think that would be too much for YouTube. It would definitely be too much. But my boobs were so big and they were so full. I was like, oh my God. Like, they felt like rocks. I literally felt like I got a boob job. I felt like I got implants. I couldn't lay on my belly. I was so excited to finally lay on my belly after birth, and then guess what? I couldn't lay on my belly because of these big jungalungas. So yes, your milk supply will come in. Don't worry. And if it's not coming in, definitely talk to a lactationist. Is that how you say it? Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm a little, but talk to your lactationist or OB, and they will direct you to help, increase your milk supply. Number 18, the hair loss after postpartum. This is very common. I know a lot of people talk about this. I didn't think this pertained to my situation because I thought my hair grew a lot, and I'm very natural as it is. And if you guys know me, you know I am natural. I cut my hair about 3 years ago. So I don't really know the length of my hair as of right now. I do know it's probably somewhere down my back. Who knows? After I had cornrows, and I wear cornrows under my wig, so this could be a part of the problem. But after I took my braids out, my edges, y'all, were shots. And I will include a picture in here to show you guys how bad my edges fell out. My edges were already thinning out during my natural journey because I was constantly wearing wigs, but it's like the pregnancy heightened my edges to be lost even more, especially after birth. I noticed my hair was just coming out. So right now I've been just putting like oil, and my edges have been growing back. Don't freak out. Okay, just put oil on it. Your hair will grow back. It's okay. It's just hair. Your cells are not dead. As long as your cells are not dead, your hair will grow back if you do the right things to get your hair to grow back. Okay, so don't freak out. Number 19, after having the baby, during the first 2 weeks I lost my appetite. I don't know why, because I had a pregnancy appetite for 9 months, and then all of a sudden after I had the baby, I lost my appetite completely. I remember I was in the hospital and I ate a whole bunch after birth for the first 2 days. And when I got home, I just lost my appetite. I don't know if it's because I was just so focused on my daughter that I just forgot to eat, but I really didn't have, I was not hungry. I was not hungry for like 2 weeks straight. And I literally had to make myself eat because I was not eating. I had to force myself to eat because I was missing meals, and I also needed to maintain eating because I was still breastfeeding. My appetite did finally come back though. I think it was after 2 weeks, it came back again. So it will pick back up again. If you lose your appetite the first 2 weeks, the month, or whatever, that's okay, but it should come back. Number 20, you still will have cravings. That's crazy, but you still will have cravings. I still had cravings, and since I'm breastfeeding, I'm still breastfeeding. I notice I'm craving sweets. I've been craving sweets since after having the baby. I don't know. I love cakes now, ice cream, everything sweet that you can imagine. I didn't even like sweets this much before my pregnancy, or even I don't know what's going on, but now I love sweets still. Some of my cravings did leave after my pregnancy, but my sweet craving is definitely still there. Definitely eating a whole bunch of sweets. And I actually heard this is normal if you are breastfeeding. 21, it is normal while you're breastfeeding to get your period months later. I heard when you're not breastfeeding as much, a chemical releases to start your period again. I just got my period when Milan was 10 months old, so I didn't have a period since December of 2019. And I just got my period again. I actually got it for a second time after birth, and I'm going on, this is 11 months now. So it is normal to not get your period. Consider that a blessing. I wouldn't even worry about it. If y'all are concerned that your period's not coming on, don't be. It's really a blessing. And I kind of wish that it wasn't on again. And another thing with your period, when your first period starts after birth, I know a lot of people say it can be really, really bad, a really bad period. I kind of seen what people were saying. I did bleed a lot more than I normally do. I'm kind of a light bleeder when it comes to my period. You know, before my pregnancy, I was a light bleeder. After my pregnancy, I kind of turned to a heavy bleeder. It's kind of going back and forth. I'm heavy, then I'm light. But what I can tell you, when I first got my period after my pregnancy, my body hurted so bad. I don't know why, but like my organs just felt like they were crushing. I don't know why. I never experienced this before pregnancy. My periods were, you know, always weird, but I never experienced any pain in this is the area. I experienced pain up here, down here, and no, not cramps, like just literally pain. I don't know what that was, but I am still experiencing that. And my period, this is my second time getting it. I'm having a lot of back pain as well. Although I can say that my period cramps aren't as intense as before, you know, I was pregnant. They're not intense anymore. Like the period cramps that I have now, I don't even feel it. I just have a period and that's it. It just feels like my organs are just, or maybe ever since I had like contractions, maybe these cramps are just so light work to me that I don't even care for it, but I don't feel like my cramps like that. So that's a blessing. Number 22, you will have body changes, wrinkles, saggy boobs, like your sis here, okay? Again, your husband better appreciate what you got on your body. You bared a whole child for him, okay? And even, and the sad part is, these men that don't stay with the girl that had a baby for them, whatever, we got to carry that on our own, and another man has to love it. But let me tell you something. Whatever I pull out is what you're going to take. And that's just that. My boobs look different. They look saggy now, but that's okay. That comes with me. That's a part of my new package. This is part of my new body. And you better appreciate it or leave. Number 23. I still get food aversions. And food aversions is like your favorite foods, like when you were pregnant. They became nasty. I still actually experience some of that food aversions even after birth. I still, like, I would gag a lot in my pregnancy, and I kind of was still gagging after eating stuff. That went away, but I was still gagging, and it would be random too. Like one time it was even 6 months postpartum, and it was just random. Like it'll just be random. I feel like our bodies are still trying to figure itself out, you know? Still trying to figure out what the heck is going on. 24. After giving birth, I was literally walking like a penguin for probably almost 2 weeks. Literally, like probably even more than 2 weeks, to be honest. I was literally walking like anywhere I went, I was walking like that because I was so sore down there. That's how I walked. That's how I got around. And that's just, I couldn't get up or sit down without assistance. And it was I really couldn't. Number 25, you can bleed up to 6 weeks after pregnancy, and your OB will tell you this, your doctor, whatever. They will tell you this. Now, you can also experience blood clots after you have your baby, because I remember I had these big blood clots, like when I was in the hospital still. They were huge chunks. I thought I was dying. I'm like, what is this? They said it was normal. So don't freak out if you see like big clots just coming out. That's okay. Now, if you are weird like me, I did continue to bleed after 6 weeks. Do get it checked out because they don't want to make sure you're hemorrhaging. But I was low on iron, so that was probably why I was just bleeding on and on and on and on and on. I finally stopped bleeding, I believe, probably around 8 weeks. I'm not really sure. I don't remember, and I didn't log this, but this is really off the top of my head. I did finally stop bleeding. 26. After birth, my boobs or areolas were very dark. Don't be scared. It will go away. It will lighten up. All right, that's normal. So they're not as dark as they used to be. They're light now. 27. I did lose all my pregnancy weight, which I am sad about because I always wanted to gain weight. Like, it's so crazy how everyone is like, oh, I wish I was your size. And I'm like, no, I wish I was your size. I want to be thicker. Okay. I lost all my pregnancy weight, y'all. I'm back to skinny mini. Okay. The only thing now is that my hips did spread, and I don't think my hips can just go back down. So my jeans and shorts do fit tight on me. I would wait though, like after pregnancy, I would wait to buy clothes because it's a really weird thing. Like, I brought pants that were big and now I'm skinny again. So now I can't fit those bigger pants that I brought, but my hips are also too big for the pants that I have now. I'm like a weird, I don't know what size I am anymore. Honestly, I'm like at an awkward, because I don't fit a 1 and I don't fit a 0. So I don't know what I am anymore. 28. You can still experience pregnancy phantom kicks. Like, you'll feel your baby kicking, and I'm pretty sure you guys all felt your baby kicking, you know, in your pregnancy. And even after you have your baby, you'll feel like weird phantom kicks. And it's just like, what the heck? Who's in there? Because I know I'm not carrying another one. But yeah, that's normal too. You will feel those phantom kicks. Number 29. This is the one that causes a lot of people fear, or, you know, so the big conversation that everybody has is epidurals and does it hurt your back and all that other stuff. Now, I did get the epidural at 8 centimeters. So I did get it last minute and then I pushed an hour later. Now, do I have back pain? After I had Milan, for the first couple months, whatever, I did not have any back pain. I'm telling you guys the truth. I really didn't. I was fine. Now, there will be some times that I bend down and I'll be like, ooh, like I can't be in a certain position, or, you know, because I will feel like some back pain coming on. So if that's correlated to the epidural, I'm not sure. I don't know, but it'll be like random. So if that's your like sign to get the epidural or not, I'm sorry, but I really don't know if epidurals cause back pain. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I do know I will get random back pain, and I never had back problems or back issues, but now I do. I do kind of feel like our bodies are still kind of trying to, like I said, figure itself out. We did just have a baby, you know, our bodies change, organs moved, you know, our bodies stretch, our body is all crazy and out of whack, you know, and even after having birth, it's still like, hold up, like, what's going on? Okay, so as I was editing this video, I realized that I was missing a few things that I forgot to talk about. But number 30, I did forget to talk about the numbing spray and the pads that they give you after birth and all that good stuff that helps your vagina and helps the healing process. I really was greatly appreciative of the pads, the ice packs, the numbing spray, the water spritz bottle to use when you go to the bathroom. I was using these things so excessively, and if your vagina is sensitive like mine, be very, very careful, because bacteria can grow, especially with blood coming out. You don't want to keep, you know, that down low area very moist, because then infections come, such as yeast infections. And I had one because of using all this stuff and the blood coming out. I had a really, really bad one. So just be very careful. All right, guys, so that was the end of this video. These were just some of the, you know, things that they didn't tell me after birth. I could be missing some. Those were kind of just off the top of my head that I wrote down. It could probably be more, and I'll probably add some to the comments the more that I think about it. And you guys comment some things that they didn't tell you after birth either, like you didn't think you were going to go through and you went through. Comment. And I even also talked about this on my Instagram. I told other mommies to DM me things that they, you know, went through that nobody told them that they were going to go through after birth. And a lot of people were bringing up the postpartum, you know, part. I guess, like, you know, like we're really stuck with these babies for the rest of our life. Like, there's no going back. Our lives have changed forever. Isn't it crazy, like, to think about? But they truly are a blessing. And I really do think babies either change people for the better And I know in my situation, Milan has definitely changed me for the better, and I'm so grateful for that. If you are a mommy, please consider that as a blessing. Like, seriously, you are really blessed. And it is really is an exciting time to be a mommy. And I know it's really exciting. I don't mean to be negative, but I just wanted to talk about some things that, you know, I wasn't told, and I want to let somebody else know or warn them. You know, if these things do happen, don't be surprised. It's okay. Your sis is here, and I got you, mommy to mommy. We're here. And, you know, everybody else that's watching this video, I am here for you. Okay. So if you guys do have any questions or you guys want to connect with me, please make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I will get back to you. And if you guys, like I said, have any more things that you didn't know after pregnancy that, you know, people didn't tell you, please comment below, because that might help other people. Some things that I mentioned probably didn't even happen for you. But this kind of happened to me. So I'm just letting somebody else know that they can relate to. All right. So I love you guys, and thank you so much. Make sure y'all stay tuned for my next video. I love y'all. Bye.